In this video we're going to now start with the animations for the arms and the weapons, so it just looks a little bit more fluid and looks more professional. Okay, so in the assets folder, let's find the player main views folder, double click on this one, and you will see that we have a number of animations in this folder. These have been pre-made, so I've kind of sorted these out for you already. In a later video I'm going to show you how to modify these or to create your own animations as well. But for now, let's go back to the player main views folder, right click, choose create and choose animator controller. Let's just call this player. Now under the FPS controller, let's find the player main arms, and we can see that the controller currently is set to none, so let's just drag player into there. Okay, so it's associated with this character. Now we can double click on the player. Just give ourselves a little bit more space so that we can see what we're doing. And obviously it's the middle roller ball, just press it in to move it around. In fact, I'm going to move that exit out of the way. Okay, so let's go into the animations then. And I'm just going to drag my slider this way so that I can see it. So the first thing that I need is a no weapon animation, so I'm just going to drag that in. It turns orange to show that that is the default animation, the first one that will play. Now I also want a weapon away animation. Okay, so this is the animation of the character just putting the weapon away. I want to make a transition from that back to no weapon. Okay, now there are no conditions for this one, it simply has exit time, so it will fully play this animation and then transition to this no weapon, which is great. That's exactly what we want. Now we need weapon ready. Okay, so this is very much the character pulling out the weapon and getting it ready to use. Now we do need a condition for this one. So under the parameters, we're going to click plus, and it's actually going to be a boolean. We're going to call this one ready. Okay, so we're going to make a transition from weapon ready to weapon away. And we're going to ensure that as exit time is unchecked, and we get a little bit of a warning there, which basically says we now need to give it a condition. We're going to click this and we're going to say if ready is equal to false. So we're no longer ready because we're putting our weapon away. Now from no weapon to weapon ready, we need to make another transition. And this one, once again, no exit time, and the condition is now ready is equal to true. So as soon as we're ready, we're then going to transition to weapon ready. Okay, and this will work for all of the melee weapons. Okay, we need to do something slightly different for the gun weapon, which we'll do possibly in the next video. But we're going to test this out in a minute. First of all, we need to write a script that's going to control this. Now we only have one parameter to change, but that's actually going to just change this initial animation. So let's go back to assets, to my scripts, and let's open this weapon script. At the top we need a couple of new variables. So first of all, we need to talk to the animator. So that's private of type animator. I will simply call anim. Alright, this is nice and easy to remember. We also need a boolean as well to tell us whether the weapon is visible or invisible. So private, it's a boolean, so bool, and I'm going to call it weapon visible. And it's false to begin with. Now under the start, we need to basically get the animator component so that we can talk to it. So it's anim equals get component, there it is, get component of type animator. Two of these on the end and a semicolon. Okay, so now we can talk to the animator. Now under the update, it says if current weapon is greater than 0 and current weapon is less than 4, we want to do something. Now this is reserved for the melee weapons. Okay, if it's a gun, then it's going to belong in this category. So in this top category, what we're going to type is if, oh, I don't want to type it there. Don't want to type that either. There we go. If input dot get key down and key code. Now the key code that we want to use is actually part of the mouse. It's the right mouse button. So to do that, it is mouse 1. Okay, mouse 0 is left mouse button, mouse 1 is right mouse button. So if we click the right mouse button, we're going to ready our weapon. So what we're going to do is check if weapon visible is currently true or false. So equals equals false. Is it equal to the value of false, which it currently, where is it? It is. It's right up there, isn't it? Now, if that's the case, then we're going to set weapon visible to true. So we're making it true. We're making it visible, and we're going to contact the animator anim.set bool, and we're going to set. We have to tell it which boolean we want to access, which is ready, and we're going to set that to true. Put a semicolon on the end. Great. Now I'm just going to copy the if, edit copy, and then I can paste. So edit paste. Now if weapon visible is already equal to the value of true, then we are going to set weapon visible to false, since we're going to be putting the weapon away again. Anim set bool ready to false. Great. Okay, so that's our first part of the code. So let's take a look. So from no weapon, as soon as we change to ready is equal to true, it will get the weapon ready, and then as soon as it changes to ready is equal to false, it will put the weapon away just by pressing the right mouse button.